some bounce in his step. How about the effort, weaving in and out, covering all that space, great blocking on the play, and he does the rest. You don't put guys back deep that can't roll. And you could see when he got in the open field, he rolled out.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Well, I'd say that's quite a way to make an early statement. Take the opening kickoff and run it all the way back for a touchdown. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Cincinnati's offense will get the first swing of the game. And it was a rough showing last week, and it all started with the quarterback, Jesse.
Yeah, he looked lost in that last game out. I thought the defense did a really good job of confusing him, mixing up their looks and their pressures. So no different today. The defense obviously watched the film, and they're going to come out and they're going to try to do the exact same thing and get this guy rattled. So this quarterback, he has to know what to expect early in this one, Dave.
If I'm his offensive coordinator, I want to get started off on the right foot, man. Get the ground game going. Make it easy, because last week was such a disaster. We want to turn the page. We need some confidence. We need some good mojo. First drive, we need something good to happen early so we can forget about that last week.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Looking downfield, it's Floyd. Throws for the tight end. Wide open downfield. Big pickup on that one. They'll mark him out at the 40.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. Power football with the run. He stops him at the 31, but not before. He picks up 10 yards on the play.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down, gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
And the Bearcats have their whole playbook open here on 2nd and inches. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a ball.
Just across the 20 with a first down at the 19.
This offense knew coming into this one, guys, how important it was to start early. And on this opening drive for them, they're doing a nice job running the football. They're on 3rd down. They're in a position on the field now. If you're on defense, you got to be ready for a shot throw into the end zone.
There was just nowhere to cut back. Great job by the defense, and he'll have to take the loss. Hit a little speed bump on this drive. It's 2nd and 12. Back to pass. And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Finds his big tight end. He is stopped well short of the first down marker at the 15, and let's see what they do on 4th. And here comes the field goal unit. Dead center perfect. Take the opening drive and put up a 3.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
He'll bring it out. It's Smalls. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So the Baylor Bears offense will go to work for the first time. making adjustments. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Looking to throw, it's Avery. Unloads to the wideout. Grabbed in the middle, it's Cook. And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that.
There he goes. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold on.
A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. The Bears, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Finds his man. It's Cook. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. Let's talk for a second about Baylor. This is exactly how you want to start conference play. Early in the race for sure, but precisely the type of foundation you need to set.
And this is really the meat on the bone in the schedule, right? A lot of teams have out-of-conference games early in the season, but now is where it matters the most. You talk to any coach, they'll tell you, David, number one on the goal sheet is to win your conference.
And I think it's so hard because of the familiarity. You play these same teams every single year. You know them inside and out. They know your scheme, you know their scheme, and sometimes the momentum of the moment can be tough, so got to continue to play well within the conference.
And the Bears are moving quickly down the field. Fires to the tight end. Finds a crease at the 20. Inside the 15. Out of bounds at the 14-yard line. The offense looking for a score. The Bears started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Yeah, they're just going to need more push up front. There was nowhere for that running back to go. The offensive line got moved right back into his lap, and as a result, they lose yards on that play.
He might want another play. Quick strike complete. Touchdown, Bears! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
It's so nice to have these big playmaking tight ends that are basically oversized receivers. Make a play down the field to him, huge catch radius, makes the play, and then I love the run after the catch. These guys can do this nowadays. He does the rest of the work and gets into the end zone.
And he made the extra point without problem. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. They might be feeling a little heat here as they've fallen into a 14-3 hole early. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
He's got an open man. Knocked down at the 44, but he got 15 on that one.
Well, it's a nice job, too, the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Knocked down behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard.
Yeah, and this offense, man, you got to do a better job blocking. And I tell you what, that's kind of been a theme throughout the season. They haven't been high-powered. They haven't really figured out who they are yet, and they still got time. The season's not over yet, but this offense still in identity mode.
Looking downfield, it's Floyd. They've got the screen set up. No siree, not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one.
Well, Well, the defense sniffed that screen out perfectly. All the D linemen, they were reading the body language of the offensive line. They knew something was up, and when the screen pass got thrown, they were right there to make the tackle.
Man, those last two plays were disasters, and now it's 3rd and 17. He's looking downfield to throw. Oh, he makes the play. It's intercepted. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
Nothing going right for this team early in the first quarter here. The defense is getting gashed, and now you've thrown a pick. The head coach has got to get his team together and get everybody to calm down and settle in.
And this defense, they've got to do a big job here. Like, offense puts you in a bad spot. You haven't had some great moments.
Breaks into the open. Finally run out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. They'll mark it at the 18. And the Bears just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. Wide receiver comes in motion. Touch pass on the run. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Might be changing the route. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete to the right. Touchdown, Baylor! Hauled that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score. No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead. Man, he didn't just put it on his numbers. If he were throwing it at a front porch, he would have put that right in the keyhole. What a precise pass.
Right in the keyhole, right on the button, right on the face mask, whatever it was. Great throw, great timing. Nice job by the quarterback.
Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Right down the middle. And they couldn't make the connection on the long shot.
Well, they're trying to attack the middle of the field. That time the ball a little too high for his wide receiver, and it falls incomplete.
Dropping back, it's Floyd. Fires to the middle. Got his man. He's into the open down the middle. He was on his way. He could smell it. He gets it inside the 10. They stop him at the 9.
Well, he was putting up big numbers coming into this one. We knew the quarterback was going to go his way early and often. And with that last catch, he's now got over 500 yards receiving on the year.
Is knocked down back at the 13.
Just like to see the quarterback have a clock going off in his head, forcing him to get rid of that football. Can't take a sack on first down in goal-to-go situation and move your offense backwards.
The run up the middle, trying to find its way to the goal line. And they make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the first quarter. While we're only through one, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat line. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. On 3rd and goal, they'll try to throw it in. And he was trying to pay off this red zone opportunity, but it's incomplete. Now on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal try. He splits the uprights. That'll trim the deficit to 15.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Baylor has it back, and here comes the Bear offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Quarterback by himself in the backfield. Just going to keep it after the snap. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
They're trying to run the football, and there's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Might be calling a hot route. Wants to throw. It's Avery. Fires left. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. They get him on the ground after the turnover, but there is a flag on the field, and we'll see if that will be a reprieve for this offense. And the pass interference penalty is costly, wiping out the turnover. A costly penalty for this defense gives them a 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Finds the tight end. Still on his feet at the 45. It's a seam wide open. Touchdown Bears! Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
And back in the day, you used to line up and your tight end was a blocker and you threw it to him short. Now, these guys are being so dynamic in space and so athletic. Now they can make big, huge plays for your offense and put points on the board in a hurry.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. They've had a couple of productive drives, but they've had to settle for field goals in 2 of their 3 previous possessions, Jesse.
Yeah, this is an offense that takes a lot of pride in execution, and they feel like they should have scored a touchdown every single drive. So while it's been good, not great, David, just execute a little bit better, and they can put this one in the end zone this time.
Yeah, and I think you point that out. We went all the way down the field on 2 of our first 3 drives and got field goals. Now, just a little better execution when that field starts to shrink and it gets a little bit more difficult.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Henry. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
And that was a really good job by the defense. Again, keeping everything in front of you in that situation, and now you're rewarded with the 3rd and long. So on this down, we'll see if they bring some pressure or if they lay back and play zone.
And they can't make the connection.
Oof, you got to be careful if you're the quarterback there. 3rd down, you see a lot of exotic coverages by the defense. That time they played zone, and he tried to force that football into a real tiny window. He's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
He makes a fair catch, couple of steps inside his own 25 at the 23-yard line. Here comes the Baylor offense back onto the field. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle him, wear him out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Here they come, trying to convert a 3rd and short from the 28. He wants to change this route. Scanning the field, it's Avery. Fires to the wideout. Working on the right. And they finally get him down, but not before. He's got him set up for business at the 49-yard line. And they just want to give this guy a chance to make a play on third down, and more times than not, he is going to deliver.
He's so good, so efficient, such a good route runner, got the speed, got the complete game, so you definitely want to highlight him, and especially on those downs that matter the most. If something's not open quick underneath, find him, he'll make those contested catches.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. He's going to take off. Nice job of avoiding the sack and picking up a few on the run.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. In that time, the quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield. Nothing there, so instead of throwing it away, getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
Oh, he's got some space. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31. The Bears are moving quickly down the field. Looking for space. It's Montgomery. Tough sledding there as he picks up 1 to the 29. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Looking to fire. The sure hands. It's Montgomery. Oh, what a caught! Touchdown, Baylor! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. They'll try to add another to their lead.
Man, find your weapons. Nice job by the quarterback. Find the running back out of the backfield. He catches it and does the rest. Walks into the end zone for the touchdown.
Cincinnati, 6.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. They went 3 and out last time. Now they'll look for some plays that work. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they've built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
Gets open down the middle. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. They've made third down offense a key. It'll be tested on 3rd and long from the 28. Looking to pass. It's Floyd. Makes the catch. He steps out right at the 40-yard line, and now they are in business moving toward midfield. The Bearcats will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Throws to the wideout. Working a little foot magic on the sidelines, and it'll be enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Whistle blows. We are at the 2-minute timeout, and man, oh man, could these guys use a score to cut into this lead. The offense sets up shop at the 46 on first down. It'll be a draw. He never had a chance on the draw. Tackled almost as soon as he got the ball. And the Bearcats racing to the line in the hurry-up. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Unloads to the wideout. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Looking for more room. The 30. The 10. And with the interception, he'll take it all the way back. Touchdown, Bears! Look, I know it's only the 2nd quarter, but we're starting to see a pretty significant gap develop between these two teams right now.
No doubt. When your defense is scoring, your offense is scoring, good things happening for your ball club. This defense on point, reading their scouting report, making big plays.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real... Let's kill for this crowd. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They
get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. And the Bearcats with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Looking to throw, it's Floyd. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. It's complete to the left. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here. Back to pass. Complete. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. Got room on the return. He's at the 30. He's at the... And he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Baylor!
And this is blowout city. This offense has been up and down the field. We've seen explosive plays. They score again here right before halftime. I don't know, guys. I mean, can we do running clock in the second half?
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, your game is a big one, but so is this battle right now inside the American. Army has the lead right now. Feels like they've been on top since they parachuted the ball into Michie Stadium, but they haven't been able to pull away. They're up by a field goal over Houston. We'll circle back. If anything big happens in this clash in the American, you should know about.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Takes the grab on the left. Found a little bit of room there to get it up to the 30 before going out of bounds.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
To the air, it's Floyd. It's on target and complete. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. The Bearcats line up trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. The Bearcats will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. Baylor has it back, and here comes the Bear offense. In modern college football, Jesse, if there's time, there's an opportunity to attack.
And I like them being aggressive here too, guys. Look, they practiced this all week long. Now you're in that situation to go out there, have some fun, and let it fly.
And defenses are taught to stay deep, play prevent in these situations. So I think you could get a good chunk play and then possibly get a field goal to tack on before the half.
Might as well give it to him again. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. He rifles one deep to the left. Wide open. He makes the catch.
It feels like everything this play caller has called has worked so far in this first half for the offense. They've generated a really nice lead, lighting up the scoreboard, and they're staying aggressive. They're throwing the football. They're dictating everything right now to the defense.
Got it. Just enough time for one final play in this half.
Green 25.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Jukes his way for more. He'll be down at the 4-yard line after that terrific run. And the Bears will kick it off to start the second half.
17, set to kick this one away.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. Nothing went right in that first half, and the first order of business here. Try not to be embarrassed any further.
But the comeback is possible. Remember 2006, Michigan State down 35 to Northwestern at halftime? They somehow came back and won the game. But it all starts on one play, and that has to happen here on this first drive for the offense.
Yeah, the first possession, because your possessions, you're only going to get so many possessions, and you got to score on every single one of them. Offense, defense, special teams have to play out of their mind, but they have to believe.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Defense wants to bring the heat. Fires to the wideout. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. The Bearcats will try to pin them back with the punt. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. Here comes the Baylor offense back onto the field. They're looking for an advantage to the right. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Right back to him on the ground. At the 35, he's open. He's loose. Touchdown, Bears! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Huge play. It's so nice to have guys that can create these explosive plays like this. You hand it to him, he can do the rest. Look at the speed. Look at the elusiveness. Get into the end zone. Nice run.
After scoring that touchdown, they'll try to get it right back with an onside kick. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. To throw, it's Payne. Looking down the middle. A strike downfield. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Here we go. The give to the back. Continuing to churn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Pulls it on the bootleg fake. Caught near the sticks. It's McNamara. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Bearcats have it with a 1st and 10. Let's go. To the air on first down. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
What a nice answer by this defense. You give up the big play, you respond right back, you get the sack, create some momentum for your side. Nice job by this defense staying with it.
The Bearcats have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
You know, I got to tell you, as an offense, moving forward in this game, 3rd and long, you're going to have to push the ball downfield a little bit more. You got to throw to the sticks and give yourself a chance to convert these 3rd downs.
splits the uprights from 56, and he's got 3 on the board.
How about it? 50 plus, no problem. Big leg, nice accuracy. That's a big-time kick for this young man.
So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. He'll bring it out. It's Smalls. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Baylor has it back, and here comes the Bear offense. They're starting this drive with a massive lead, and they just want to finish strong. Handoff to the single running back. Get some work done there. Pick up a 4 to the 22.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know we only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take advantage.
They'll snap this one from the 32. It's first down. To the ground with the back. Not much he could do there. Does pick up 2 to the 34.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Leaves it with the running back. Running into the open space. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
The Bears are on the move. Quickly out to the tight end. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Bears pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Back to pass, it's Avery. Gets it out fast. Headed to the end zone. No, he loses the ball after the huge gain.
And if you're an offensive coordinator, you're like, woo!
We've got a timeout here as this coach is challenging the call. He wants to give the replay booth a chance to have another look. So he took a chance by using a timeout on the challenge, and it comes back to bite him. We'll see if he needs that timeout later. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. Man, how comforting is it to know that even if your offense stalls out a little, Jesse, that field goal kicker can knock it in from a long way out.
Well, he's one of the best in the country, Reese, no doubt. But this offense would like him and prefer for him to kick an extra point on this drive. And to do that, David, they've got to have more rhythm on offense.
Yeah, create some more rhythm, create some more explosive plays, and maybe some more balance. And listen, it's nice to have that weapon and kick long field goals. If you kick too many field goals, you don't get very many W's.
Complete to the right. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets it to midfield.
I know the offense is down by a lot here in the second half. You just need one big play, though, to spark the offense, get the confidence going, and they may have found it right there in that completion. A good throw, good catch. Now we got to keep it going.
Finds his tight end. And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle.
Nice route there by the tight end, making it real easy for his quarterback to find an easy completion.
The short hands, it's Kamara. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. And the Bearcats come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Rides the back on the option, the give. That defensive front just flat whipped them as they knock him down for a big loss. The punt team makes its way onto the field. He'll try to really get into this one. Not going to get a chance to field that one, and the punt will bounce out of bounds. Here comes the Baylor offense back onto the field. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. Quarterback may change this route. They'll send the back in motion. Looking for a man. It's Avery. Throws to the tight end. Got his man downfield. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47.
Well, there are a lot of offenses out there that would probably be a little bit more conservative when you've got a lead like this in the third quarter. But when you've got the playmakers these guys have at the skill positions throwing the football, you should keep airing it out. And that's exactly what they're doing now.
That's the way to start a drive. And now they'll try to follow up on 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Lets it fly deep downfield. Touchdown, Baylor! They went for it all, and it paid off with the score.
Each and every week, I think this coaching staff does such a good job of scheming ways to get this guy the football in the passing game, and defenses can't cover him. With that last catch, this now his 10th receiving touchdown on the season.
Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
Nope.
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
That's a good example there of complementary defense. The DBs and linebackers are playing zone, they're playing their spaces, and they force the QB to have to hold the ball, try to work through his progressions, and then the pass rush, they win up front.
Got it in the middle, it's Blair, and he'll be smacked to the ground.
First job for the QB a lot of times. Look at those safeties. Is it man or is it zone? Nice job. You could tell right away. He saw it was zone, understood where to go with the football, and that's why this offense had a positive gain right away.
And the Bearcats come to the line on 3rd down, trying to keep this drive. Turning it on. He's at the 50, at the 30, 10, and he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Bearcats!
And to have a rushing touchdown of that type of yardage, you've got to be able to make something miss. It's one thing to get into the second level, but can you make that last defender miss? And you saw it on that play. Once he was in the clear with his speed, he was gone.
Coming out with it, it's Smalls. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Baylor has it back, and here comes the Bear offense. And even after that last score, still working with a great big cushion. Using his legs, it's Montgomery. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Starting this drive like that is exactly what they'd hoped for. Now 1st and 10 from the 40. Back to throw, it's Avery. Plucks it out of the air. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49.
On the ready.
And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody, based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the first down. Making side adjustments here. Looking to throw on 1st down. Going over the top. And he hauls it in inside the 30. Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26. The Bears are in the hurry-up. Looking to throw on 1st down. That's reeled in. It's Cook. There he goes. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
And that was a nice throw by the QB. When you see that drag route coming across the field, how about putting the ball right on his numbers? Not high, not low, where he has to stop his momentum. Right on the numbers where he can catch it, keep running, and chew up some yards after the catch.
Touchdown Bears! Fired in from the red zone for the score. That lead a little more comfortable now as they close in on extending this winning streak. And for this receiver, hello, viral.
Hello, viral, and on every platform, everywhere. You're going to see it in top plays. Not one, not two, not three. Just continuing to count the touchdowns. This guy's been balling.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work.
Greatest show on earth, baby.
They'll try the run. Stonewalled again. No gain on the play. They keep trying to stick with the run. But there's not much getting done.
And I've been impressed with this defense physically. Like, their physical domination of the line of scrimmage. Just the run game has been pretty non-existent so far. And, man, when you control the run game, a lot of times you can control offenses.
And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's thrown to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
To the air, it's Payne. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. He's got it on the outside. And how about that? What the doctor always ordered, an explosive play to the 40. The Bearcats will snap it on 1st and 10.
Come on, set.
Finds his big tight end. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Nice quick throw there. It's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these two guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here on the field.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. The Bearcats are rolling down the field. Wants to throw on 1st down. Got it in the middle. It's Camaro. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
And the slant is really a difficult route to defend against if you're a DB in man coverage, especially when you have no help on the inside. So if you're the offense and you continue seeing that coverage, you might as well keep attacking it just like that.
It continues to be a long day as they are just swarming every time he gets the ball. The Bearcats come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. So here comes the field goal unit again. This kicker has already made 3 in this one. It's good. I wouldn't say they cut into the deficit. They sort of microscopically edged off the deficit. Still a mountain to climb. So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. Fielded in the end zone. It's Smalls. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. Here comes the Baylor offense back onto the field. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
They opened up this drive, getting all the way out to the 35, and now it's first down again. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
He is having a day. Already visited the end zone 3 times, and he might get back there again soon, David.
I mean, just crazy. He's getting open. They haven't had an answer for him. You think at some point you go, all right, he's not going to beat me anymore, but the defense continues to give up yards, and he is like, yes, please.
He gets across the 20 and finally out of bounds at the 19. They're in the red zone. They're down to the 20, 1st and 10. The offense changing the play. Motion from the wideout. They'll throw it from the red zone. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Back to pass, it's Mayer. Using the quick game. Breaks into the open. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
Got his man quickly. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
With that last touchdown, they remain undefeated. And what can you say about this offense? One of the most explosive in the entire nation, and they're coming in, I think, every week with the mindset that we're just going to outscore everybody. We are okay going into a track meet, and that's really what we saw in this game today. But opponents just cannot keep pace with them and all of the athletes they have on the offensive side of the ball.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. And generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
At this point in the game in the 4th quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Rides to the back and leaves it on the option. They keep feeding him in this running game, and the defense is having none of it. It's been that way all day. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. To the air, it's Payne. Makes the grab, it's Blair. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a 1st down. And the Bearcats line up to punt it away. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. Baylor has it back, and here comes the Bear offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
The officials stop the clock for the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is that much closer to victory. After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. Quarterback making checks. They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. You know, talking to the coaches coming to the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down.
And they found the big fella again, and they found him early and often today. They featured him here in the fourth quarter. Still time left in this football game. I imagine he's going to still continue to get the football thrown his way.
Looking downfield on first down. Caught over the middle. It's Ramsey. Gets it all the way inside the 20-yard line to the 19 before being hauled down.
Man, this just starts to hurt your pride, right? You're down by several scores. It's in the fourth quarter, and they keep making big plays. This is something where you just got to buck up. You got to do something about it. You got to find something down deep and go make a play so you can get the ball back and maybe get back in this game.
That will be the final play as they make the stop, and the clock has expired here. When you hit this point in the season, week 7, you sort of turn the corner and you remain unbeaten at this point.